President Muhammadu Buhari has inaugurated the Abuja-Kaduna rail transport project, where he urged Nigerians to use rail transport as an alternative to road transport system in the country. Speaking at the commissioning and the flagging off ceremony in Idu Industrial Layout, Abuja, the president said that efforts are on the way to make sure that all state capitals and major cities are linked to the rail system.
The construction of the Abuja-Kaduna Central Gauge rail track commenced in 2009. Happily, 16 years after, we are on the threshold of presenting to Nigerians a standard gauge railway train service that will be safe, fast, and reliable. The Abuja-Kaduna train service will provide the much-needed alternative transport link between the Federal Capital Territory and Kaduna State, a corridor which has a huge potential for industries, agricultural activities, and a growing labor force.
The president added that the completion of the project is an indication that the APC-led government is committed to bringing about the much-needed change.
Completion and commissioning of this project is indeed in keeping with our vision of bringing about the desired change to make life easier for the generality of Nigerians through the development and provision of the necessary social and physical infrastructure. In this regard, I wish to assure Nigerians that most state capitals and major commercial and production centers will be linked with the railway system as a way of bringing about rapid social economic development and improving the quality of life of the Nigerians and promoting social and regional integration.
Welcoming guests to the event, the Honorable Minister of Transportation Chibuike Amechi said the commencement of the rail transportation in the country will further open Nigeria for local and foreign investment.
It impacts on agriculture and the economy as agricultural produce are conveyed from Kaduna to Abuja at much cheaper rates. Transportation is also provided for majority of Nigerians who live between Kano and Abuja at a cheaper rate. I hope that when the Kaduna-Abuja road is maintained, it would last longer as heavy cargo is now conveyed by rail.
In their goodwill message, Senate President Bukola Saraki, the FCT Minister Mohammed Musa Bello, and Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai all emphasized the impact of the rail project as well as emphasize the benefit for all.
The essence of functional railway system in development of modern economy cannot be overemphasized. To put what is happening today in context, we remember or do remember there is no thriving modern economy today that does not boast of a functional interlinked and viral rail system. The 20 most developed economies in the world today rely on the rail system to move over 70% of its goods and services.
We are particularly happy in the FCT as this project is expected to link with the ongoing Abuja Light Rail project, whose aim is to provide alternative means of transportation for the teeming population of the Federal Capital City, as well as the area councils.
As Governor of Kaduna State, Mr. President, I am grateful and gratified that the Abuja-Kaduna segment of the Lagos-Kano rail system is being commissioned today. Mr. President, sir, the impact of this rail line to Kaduna cannot be easily quantifiable in terms of social and economic benefits. For us in Kaduna, this rail system has effectively made Kaduna a satellite town of Abuja, because our citizens can live in Kaduna and commute to Abuja.
The high point of the event was the official commissioning of the station and the ceremonial train ride from Idu Terminal to Kubwa. This is the Idu station. This particular train station is supposed to collect feeders from the city center, where you have light rails feeding this place. So from here, they take off to Kaduna. This is inside one of the coaches at the Idu train station, and this particular one is moving towards Kubwa. The 18-kilometer trip took about 21 minutes from Idu Yard to the Kubwa end, where President Muhammadu Buhari was welcomed by residents of the area who obviously were excited to see the return of rail transport to Nigeria. From Abuja, I am Festus Ejiroge Nefife for Ben Television.
The Nigerian Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs has commenced the screening exercise for the ambassadorial nominee. At the commencement of the screening exercise, Chairman of Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, Senator Monsurat Sumanu, said the screening was in compliance with provision of the Constitution.
We are witnessing another milestone in the affairs of our country, Nigeria. The screening and confirmation hearings of the 47 ambassadorial nominees presented to the Senate, Federal Republic of Nigeria, by President Muhammadu Buhari, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The list was presented to the Senate on Tuesday, the 8th of June, 2016, and it underwent some critical scrutiny, both within and outside the Senate. It was thereafter referred to this committee for detailed legislative action. This exercise is in compliance with the provisions of Section 1714 of the 1999 Constitution, Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended.
Thereafter, the ambassadorial nominee took the center stage as they were drilled on national and international related issues. 47 career diplomats were appointed by President Muhammadu Buhari as ambassadorial nominee as nation await further appointment. From Abuja, Muiwa Bamdele reporting.
Nigerian Vice President Yemi Osibanjo has called for more collaboration with Nigerians in the diaspora in building key sectors of the nation's economy. Osibanjo made the call at the 2016 Diaspora Day held in Abuja. The Vice President, represented by his Special Advisor on Economic Matters, Ambassador Yemi Dipeolu, expressed hope in the ability of Nigerians abroad to support infrastructure projects in the country.
I want to challenge our diaspora not to see Nigeria from the perspective of outsiders or merely as critical onlookers. I want to urge the many top-flying Nigerians who continue to dazzle the world with their talents and gifts, that if they ever look forward to an opportunity to selflessly pitch in and support our nation, there is no better time than now.
Secretary to Government of the Federation, Babaji Lawa, Head of Service of the Federation, Winifred Oyoita, and other dignitaries at the event noted that the contributions and active involvement of the diaspora to nation development had gained currency and global contribution, urged them to come back home and develop their nation.
For the people in diaspora, we want them to come back. We are creating an enabling environment for them to come back and live in Nigeria, contribute to the development of the country.
I hope that at the end of this conference, the stakeholders would have proffered a clear, sustainable, realistic, and strategic blueprint that will address the fears and ensure risk-free investment environment for the Nigerian diaspora by not only facilitating more remittances and technology transfer back home, but promoting and attracting investment opportunities for backward integration of our economy.
Philippines, about 28 billion, and Mexico, about 25 billion. So Nigeria coming next with 17 billion. So we can see immediately the importance and the very positive contribution that Nigerian diasporans make to this country. Recently, there was an article about the foreign communities in the United States that perform the best in schools.
The thing is, the government is signaling intent, and condition is forcing us anyway. In the past, I don't think any government was thinking along those lines. I don't think Ebony, if you see Ebony's rice, the packaging is world class. If you see what people are doing in Nigeria, you'll be proud. So it's going to take some time, and I said that in my speech. We do need patience, we do need forbearance, but all these things are permanent. Once somebody, for example, is exporting ugu to London and is earning pounds, he's not going to stop because oil price goes up. He's not. He's going to continue, show him a new way of living, and that's what we need. And that's why my appeal to you is to come back with your expertise, with your ideas, with your energy, with your time, where possible, and support this effort.
About the difficulties of reissue of passports. Most of the cases are cases that are very difficult to reissue. If it is difficult, if you traveled with an identity and you change your identity, it's very difficult to issue abroad. But I would like to assure you that we have 42 issuing centers in the world. We have 42 issuing machines globally in the world. And we have delivered 2 passport machines in Turkey and in Israel. The one in Turkey will take care of Northern Cyprus, where we have a lot of students. The one in Israel will equally take care of Israel and then Southern Cyprus.
We went to the States. We found out that well over 80% of Nigerians living abroad did not travel out from Abuja or Lagos. And so their first and emotional attachment is to their states of origin.
Chairman of Ben Television, Alice Ashoede, who spoke at the event, hyped on the need for diasporans to join the Nigerian in the Diaspora Mentoring Corps as a way of giving back to their nation.
Basically, what I'm talking about is the Nigerian in Diaspora Mentoring Corps, an organization that welcomes those in the diaspora who want to mentor young people here in Nigeria from all aspects of life, not just, from all aspects of life, talking from professional, medical people to accountant, to people who deals in sport, Nollywood industry, but basically those who are outside the country. And the aspect basically is for those who are outside the country, on your own time when you come into Nigeria, to find a day that you can dedicate to support local initiative in the country. So for example, those who are in the medical industry, doctors who are coming into Nigeria, and you have one single day, for example, next Saturday that you're free, with other agencies that we are linked with other hospitals that we are linked with, then you'll be able to have that day to go and supply the necessary service that they provide or that is needed in that hospital.
Some diasporans expressed satisfaction with what the present government is doing to make Nigeria a better place.
This conference this year has availed us the opportunity to see the wealth of knowledge and the academia that Nigeria has all over the world, and we are now very poised and ready to come back and help in the nation building process. So I think it was really worth the while. It has been really very interesting.
It's very, very important. First of all, I want to thank the President for remembering my people. After 6 years, the United Nations called for the implementation of the UNEC report, but nobody did it. But President Buhari came on board, and actually remember Ogoni. He came to Ogoni to flag the UNEC report. Ogoni are happy. But more than that, I know they would like to see him continue the good work he has started.
The old order is gone. We don't want such repetition of all those things where fake equipment are sold. People are ripped off, the public money spent unwisely, buying useless equipment. So we want to replace these things with the right equipment.
With the team harnessing the potentials of the diaspora for national development, Nigerians abroad have been urged to come back home and help federal government in developing the nation, especially now the country is facing serious economic challenges. From ICC Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports for Ben Television.
Hi, Mike.
Babe, it's been over 12 hours. Are you done thinking about it? Is the answer yes?
Convince me.
I know how much confidence style mean to you. Let me take you somewhere.
What's that?
A superior leading international hospitality chain in the heart of Africa.
And?
They offer very distinct services. Their meeting halls and all their hotels offer conference solutions that can help plan a perfect function for any occasion. They feature outdoor catering and provide services for any size event.
Keep going. You got me thinking now.
The beauty, the decor, and the views, it's the hotel experience you always dreamed of. They have up-to-date entertainment and a variety served at the fast food restaurant and snack bar. Oh, and don't even get me started on the garden bar or the nightclub. You would have everything you need within your reach without having to go out.
Wow. So what if I want to...
Cook? They got you, babe. The rooms are thoughtfully furnished with facilities that aid proper cooking, just like you would at home.
Where is this place?
And it's Sweets.
Wow.
So, will you marry me?
Yes. How can I refuse?
Not at Sweets, a colorful affair.
The National Commandant of Peace Corps of Nigeria, Diskin Akor, has expressed its willingness to give up the mantle of the leadership of the Corps as soon as the bill seeking federal government status for the Corps is passed into law. In a chat with journalists in Abuja, Diskin Akor said he has prepared to hand over the mantle of leadership to whoever government appointed.
To tell me that, Lord, are you sure Mr. President will appoint you at the end of the day? I told them no. The very day I allowed this bill to be submitted in National Assembly, I have submitted myself to the dictates of the federal government. It's like I've gotten an idea that I've sold to the government. If the government buy into it, for me, my greatest joy is that what I gave birth to, what I initiated has seen the light of the day. Whosoever the government decide is at the Mr. President is at the liberty to appoint whosoever he wants to help. But my own joy is that it is my project that I have nurtured to that level.
The Peace Corps Commandant explained when the Corps get the federal government status, the organization will equally serve as a backup for social and humanitarian drive for the country.
Over 20 of our officers pay them nothing less than 40,000 naira on a monthly basis. That is one aspect. And the second aspect, we are talking about preoccupation of our youth. If things goes well and Mr. President graciously assent to the bill, we feel that Peace Corps should be like a reservoir where other establishments, when they are short of manpower, they can come and tap. Let's talk about the case of the National Service Corps going for election. These are people that don't have any consciousness security-wise. Peace Corps members and officers, they've already been trained. They've been exposed to martial art that they can resist any threat to them without the use of arms. So we feel that instead of using innocent coppers that you see them being threatened and then shaking, you understand me, running away at the slightest attempt to harass them, send Peace Corps officers during the, it's one of the provision functions that the bill is taking care of, so that the officers will be there, not to use uniform. We have our t-shirt and cap, as you have seen, to render such services. If the terms of look at the complaint emanating from IDP camp where humanitarian services is poor, these are areas that our members have been trained. You understand me? So these are some of the private. It has nothing to do with security, but humanitarian services, volunteerism, and we believe that if these youth are subjected to this one, they are carrying out, rendering dutifully, even neighborhood watch, that every city you have 3 Peace Corps officers posted to a street that will be reporting even not to Peace Corps but to the divisional police station around that area.
Dixon also spelled out the objective of the Corps, which is aimed at training, educate, and reorientate the youth on their future leadership role.
An organization that is committed to national creativity, peace, and youth development. It is primarily out to train, educate, and reorientate the youth of this nation on their leadership roles, respect for constituted authority, the rule of law, and democratic principles. It is also out to redirect the productive energy of the youth towards the socio-economic and political advancement of the country. when the COP was given birth in Kaduna, so we took into cognizance of the fact that Nigeria provides one of the best psychological atmosphere for the youth to grow and attain their full potentials. But we identified the absence of comprehensive orientational program that will make this youth to discover these potentials and redirect it to the task of nation building. So that is what gave birth to the Peace Corps of Nigeria, and that is what Peace Corps is all about in summary.
The bill seeking to confer the federal government status on the corps has been passed into law in the House of the Representatives, while it is awaiting the third reading in the Senate. In Abuja, Muyiwa Bamidele reporting.
Nigerian youth have been urged to engage in entrepreneurial skills to help reduce high rates of unemployment in the country. Chairman Nigerian Diaspora Organization, NIDO, UK South, Henrietta Abraham, made this known at the Youth Entrepreneurship Training and Enterprise Competition in Abuja. She said that the training is part of NIDO UK South contribution at the Diaspora Day to train and mentor youth on entrepreneurship skills.
Well, this entrepreneurial training program is really to help the young people to get skills, to understand what it means to be an entrepreneur, to help them with their business startup. What do they need to do in starting the business? What do they need to consider? And then there will be practical sessions, including how to write a business plan. We've already seen a session on agricultural value chain. What are the opportunities within the value chain of agriculture, not just in growing the produce in the ground, but anything from growing or right up to selling the produce. What are the opportunities there? And we've had a wonderful session with the CEO of Olu Foods, Mr. Yebusi, who has really opened the eyes of the young people up to opportunities and the gold mine that they're sitting on.
She noted that the best trainee will receive a cash reward and also be given to someone for mentorship.
Here, everyone who's attended will get a certificate of attendance. However, we also have an enterprise competition. And the aim of that competition is to empower these young people, the ones that actually have really excellent ideas and have a good business plan. We have a panel of judges who are reviewing the business plans. The finalists will make a presentation this afternoon before 3 judges, and the winners will win a cash sum. The first prize is a cash sum of 1 million naira, and the second 500,000, and of course the third prize, the winner, the second runner-up will also win a prize.
Speakers at the training emphasized the need for the youth to look beyond government jobs and do things that will help them be financially stable.
And I'm saying I can teach you to dry tomato up to the point where you can make tomato paste. Let Dangote make his own tomato paste. You make your own. There's a market for all of you. I'm telling you. And the packaging doesn't have to be in tin. I will tell you what to do.
Government is moving away from this idea of only revenue, oil. They are now slamming on most companies. So as an entrepreneur that has stayed here, just bear it in mind that when you set up your business or businesses or chain of businesses, you have roles to play in order to ensure that you fulfill your obligation in terms of tax.
Come talk to them. I spoke on the imperative laws of success, the 5 imperative laws of success. I spoke about that yesterday, and today I spoke on anthem identity, on how Nigeria indeed does have a vision, a direction, and an ideology which can be seen through the national anthem. So what I did is that I compared the old and the new anthem. I really broke it down, and I was able to show that the greatness of Nigeria lies in us being a unified nation and a people before we begin to look at our ethnic differences as well.
Some of the trainees who spoke with Ben TV expressed satisfaction and believe that the training they received will help them go a long way in fulfilling their destiny.
Well, I came with a business plan in mind. Even though I am not part of the contest, I think what's key for me is mentorship. I've got a business idea, but then I need a mentor. I need to be guided properly, so I don't just run into a business and I get frustrated while in it. That's what's in it for me, really.
He's actually speaking. He's one of the speakers. So it has been enlightening because, especially this section on agric, that was yesterday, actually not today, but yeah, that was really, should I say, it broadened my understanding of the sector, and being in the chain of demand, or being part of the chain of demand, and yeah, that's really what I've taken out of this. So it has really opened my mind as to, in the light of business and the opportunities that are available in Nigeria.
It's good in Nigeria. There are a lot of things we can do here in Nigeria. Also today on, I've opened my eyes to a lot of things that I can do as well, and some laws that are also in Nigeria that I'm not aware. It's going to be very, very unfortunate that some laws exist in a nation where you live, where you do business, and you are not aware that those laws existed. And I'm happy that I'm hearing about those things here today.
I'm taking a whole lot of things. My whole ideology towards entrepreneurship and business has been sharpened. A whole lot of speakers have spoken to us about how to be more effective in handling our business, and also we're learning how to be more creative with all our ideas and how to bring the best out of everything we do. So we got a bit of motivation, we're inspired, and also we're empowered and trained basically to know how to operate within the business environment, basically.
It's been an eye-opening session for me. Have been so inspired, have learned a lot of things, have made a lot of new friends.
From Abuja, LM Chukwameka reports.